Good morning. Sorry, good afternoon, everyone. We are going to start in few minutes. Okay, I think we have our presenter now. Uh, can you guys able to hear me out? Not sure. Just yes or no.
Am I audible?
Yeah, Sheikh, we can hear you. Great. Let me check. Just- So, Sheikh, can you hear me? Right? You can hear me, right?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Am I audible for everyone? I think I'm audible for you, so audible.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, so I think let's wait for 5 more minutes, at least till 12 or 5, so that at least we have few more candidates, and after that we can start. Prior to that, what I need from the guys who have joined already is just your introduction. Okay, so if this is your first time, I just need a few information from you guys, like uh, what is the time that you have already spent on MuleSoft, if you have done that, or you are new to MuleSoft. What is your background and your company name, and just a few information, like what is the outcome you want from this meetup. So I think Abhin has joined earlier as well. So I need this information from the one who has joined the first time this meetup. Okay, it seems.
Hi, this is Vigneshwaran from Trichy. I'm working on Wipro for past few years in MuleSoft. So I like to play with MuleSoft APIs,
Mhm.
and I recently participated in this hackathon event arranged by MuleSoft.
Oh, nice. What's your project name?
It says it's Slack bot for support personnel. You can
Uh,
it integrates Slack integration. Slack from the Slack channel, we can ping the runtime manager to make
mhm.
start and stop the application in bulk way. You don't need to go into the runtime manager and do those activities. Uh, yeah. Yes.
Okay. That's great idea. Yeah. So I think that event is basically what we are looking for. So that will give us at least there is a lot of new ideas. So if you guys want, you can go and check it out. Will be like a boost for your knowledge on the MuleSoft as well, like how those guys have created the APIs and how they are leveraging the solutions that is given by the MuleSoft for the generic problem that we have in the integration area, right? So thanks, Vigneshwaran, and all the best for the results.
Yeah. Thank you, Amar.
Yeah. Okay. Apart from Vigneshwaran, anyone else wants to introduce themselves? So we have 14 candidates now, and no one wants to talk. Okay. Atul is saying, Atul working in Accenture, 4+ years of experience with MuleSoft. So Atul, you are in Pune, or everyone is working from home, right? So I think he will be. Atul, you can unmute yourself and tell me about something about like what version of MuleSoft you are using and
You're on mute.
You are muted. Anurag?
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah. Yeah. So I was saying, like, Atul has given his introduction in the chat. He is from Accenture and he has 4 years of experience. Welcome, Atul. Okay. Any other participants who wants to introduce themselves to this meetup group? We have Vineet Chaudhary. So I'll start naming the folks now. Vineet, can you unmute yourself and give us an introduction about your background and what is the basically agent? Hello. Anyone is playing with, I think, I'm not sure. Okay, we have 15 participants now, so I think I can go ahead and Sheikh, you are mute, right?
Yes.
Yourself. Okay. So Sheikh will be the one who will be presenter. Prior to that, I don't know why it's happening, Sheikh. I think it's happening for everybody else or not, but after some time, automatically my mics get muted.
Yes, mine also.
Why it's happening? Everyone has access to change that mic thing, yeah? That mute or unmute option. Okay. Anyways, okay, so I'll start with today's agenda, what we are going to cover, and let me know if you guys are able to see my screen.
Yes.
Okay, great. So welcome everyone. Good afternoon. Today's meetup will be a mini meetup, what you say. There will be only one presenter for this particular meetup, and this will be the last meetup of this year. Hopefully, when we meet next time, at least this COVID situation will be over, and we will be planning to have an in-person meetup in Thiruvananthapuram in the next year. Hopefully, because I'm not sure whether this situation will be over by that point of time or not. But yeah. So agenda of today's meeting is we are going to discuss about deployment strategy and migration from on-prem to cloud. And prior to that, there is a few things I want to share here is if you are joining, please mute yourself. If you have any question, you can unmute and ask. Since it's basically not in-person meetup, so it will be, it will be very opt if you will just keep your video on for interactive session, or at least whenever you are asking something at that point of time. You can write down your question in the chat session. We'll take it once the session is over or in between as well. The fourth point is not needed. You don't need to write your name because now BV has an option. They will automatically check in you. So you don't need to do that. And obviously the last and the most important point is please provide your feedback, like what you feel is right or wrong about this meetup. And if you want to add any topics or if you want to have insight about any topic, do write to us. We'll try to, check with the presenter who is going to present in our next meetup, and we'll ensure that at least that topic is covered whenever we are meeting next. Yeah. Now, MuleSoft has come up with this new offering. You must have heard of it. Now you can register for the Mule for training courses, and after completion of that course, you will get a free certification voucher. This is for fundamentals only, not the integration architect or the platform architect situation. Okay. that will be agenda for today's meetup. We'll have an introduction about the speaker, and I'll tell about my introduction as well. The topic that we are going to cover is deployment strategies and migration from on-prem to cloud. After that, when we'll plan for that. And if you guys have any question or you want to know more about MuleSoft, then we'll chat about that as well. We are 4 meetups old now, so we have started this in around March and April, and this is our 4th meetup for this Thiruvananthapuram group. We try to we believe in learning by sharing concepts, so that's why we will keep on engaging a lot of new speakers. So what my thought is in the coming sessions that I'm planning to start in the next year, I'll try to take the speakers from around the world as well, so that they can join us and they can give us the more information about the MuleSoft, and maybe we can learn from their journey as well. Yeah, so this is me. I am basically the host for this particular meetup. I'm currently associated with the Epicero since last 2 years now, and I have around 8 years of experience in the integration domain. Prior to MuleSoft, I was associated with the TIBCO as well. About the speaker, yes, so he's very well-known name in the community per se. Already, if you are active in the community, then you must have seen him answering a lot of questions. We call him the master of the data weave. So if you have any data weave questions, he is the person, go-to-go guy for us. He has around 6+ years of experience in the integration domain as well, and he is part of Epicero team as well. So after that, I'll just stop sharing my presentation and over to you, Mr. Sheikh.
Yeah, thank you, Anurag, and thank you for a wonderful introduction for me. So let me share my screen. Just let me know when you can see my screen.
Yeah, we can see that.
Okay, so basically here, let's give a kind of brief that what we are discussing, what we will be discussing with in a meetup. That there are 2 parts of this session. One is a deployment strategy, and another part is that how we can migrate from on-premises to cloud. The customer who having on-premises infrastructure, they're maintaining for their own infrastructure, and they want to move to the cloud. So what kind of circumstances or what kind of we can say the steps they have to follow in order to migrate from on-premises to cloud. So but before that, on-premises to cloud, we know that, but before that we have to go to the deployment strategy, what deployment strategy we have. So let me go to the next slide. Okay, so let me first explain now what is a cloud architecture we have. So the cloud of architecture says that we are one point of contact, all solutions available in one places. It means that we providing a runtime, we providing all services, we providing a runtime where your application is deployed. We provided a services which will responsible for deploying your application, which will responsible for monitoring your application, which will responsible for doing the scalability, high availability. This is the one point solution for all of your requirement. So this is the cloud of architecture. As you can see that I have a runtime manager console. This is nothing but the UI where I can see how many application is deployed in runtime manager, how many application registered in API manager with certain policies. How we can see that the application data, we can see the insight means what is going on with the transaction, what going on flows, how many flows we have, what is the log, how many alerts we have applied. So this diagram says that about the cloud of architecture. And if I go to the next slide, the next slide tell us that we have a 4 kind of deployment strategy. Means customer having 4 options to choose. The customer can be choose first and fourth based on the customer infrastructure. For example, if we say that the customer is very new, and customer don't have any infrastructure. So customer can choose that key, yeah, my control plane. So there are two things basically. What is a control plane and what is a runtime plane? We have to understand first what is a control plane and what is a runtime plane. The control plane says that whatever work I am going to do for application, maybe checking a log or deploying application or applying a policy or checking analytic data, checking a monitoring data, those things we are doing, it is not dependent the place where are you doing. So the things you're doing, that is called control plane. And based on the places we are doing those things, either in a MuleSoft or in a customer, so that's how, based on that, we have a deployment strategy. So the first diagram says that the control plane, where we are maintaining and controlling the application from MuleSoft. And what is a runtime plane? Runtime plane is the place where your actual runtime is running, where your application deployed to the runtime, where your runtime plane is runtime or Mule runtime is running. So that can be managed by customer, that can be managed by the MuleSoft. If it is managed by the MuleSoft, then we can say it is a cloud of console, cloud of deployment, one of the type of deployment strategy. If we go to the second approach, second strategy, it says that control plane is managed by the MuleSoft, but runtime plane is managed by the customer. Means customer is responsible for running a Mule application or Mule runtime in your places. They are responsible for maintaining, updating patches, upgrading a version. They are responsible for each and everything. So the second diagram says that the control plane is managed by the MuleSoft and runtime plane managed by the customer. We can say it is a hybrid. Means the half of the thing is coming from MuleSoft and the remaining thing coming from the customer. It is a hybrid. And the third option says that both runtime plane and control plane on the customer premises. Means customers are responsible for managing the application, controlling the application, and customer also responsible for running the application. So it is purely customer infrastructure. For example, suppose. So let me complete it that, but in the future, we're also going that what kind of customer going with this strategy, what kind of customer going with this strategy. And let me complete first what is this. So suppose some customer having their own cloud house infrastructure. Maybe some customer having their data center in Azure, some customer having their data center in another cloud provider. So customer says that I am going to pay, I'm going to maintain my own private cloud. So why I can go with the MuleSoft runtime cloud, AWS. So MuleSoft provide one solution, RTF. MuleSoft says that yes, still you can use our control plane as a MuleSoft. We are responsible for controlling the application, but you can deploy your application in your own private cloud. So that's how the fourth deployment strategy come into the picture. So the question arises that which type of customer going with this strategy, which type of customer going with this strategy. He has explained that the customer don't have any infrastructure and customer don't want to make or maintain those infrastructures. So customer says that yeah, I can go with the cloud infrastructure. And here you can add more point if I miss something, because it is something that we are discussing. It is not something that I'm delivering a session that I am responsible for each and everything. You equally responsible for each and everything that Sheikh, I want to add some point there. And this is the thing, we also choose that. So let me go to the next slide. So as I explained that, as we have a food strategy we can say when we explore more about each and every strategy. So this is the diagram says that as you can see that the API manager, runtime manager, cloud hub, load balancer, you can see in a cloud or we can say in a single cloud. Means this I'm talking about, this is the first deployment strategy. All components are in one place. It is an integration platform as a service, each and everything provided by MuleSoft. Second strategy says that we have a runtime which is managed by the customer, and we have API manager. API manager are maintaining an API which is registered in the API manager, and runtime manager responsible for checking a dashboard, responsible for deploying an application, is maintaining at any one platform. So you can say that it is a hybrid. As a more diagram basis, I'm explaining that what is the advantage of this, that for example, customer maintain their own infrastructure for running a Mule runtime. They want their data to be saved or not a communication over the internet. and the data should be flowing between their own network. So customer normally choose this the hybrid, we can say the cloud of console and customer runtime deployment strategy. Third one, each and everything in a customer premises, API manager, runtime manager, and the mule runtime in cluster 1, cluster 2, or a server group. Each and everything are on the customer network, customer console and customer runtime.
Sheikh, just want to interrupt here. There is a question from Vignesh. He is asking, like, can you please explain the functions of control plane and runtime plane? What?
Yes.
Yeah.
So let me okay. So let me open the Anypoint platform. I have opened the Anypoint platform here. Okay. So as you can see that I have designed change in the management center. I have access management, API manager, and runtime manager. I am going to the runtime manager. Okay. In the runtime manager, I have my screen is visible, right?
Yeah.
So I have opened the runtime manager. As you can see that my application deployed, 3 applications are deployed to the runtime manager. As you can see that the 2 applications are deployed in Cloud Hub. My app 1 in Cloud Hub and Object Store app 1 is also in the Cloud Hub. And you can see the 3rd application deployed in the cluster DAB. So that cluster DAB is not a part of MuleSoft Cloud Hub. It is a part of customer runtime. So basically, how I created this cluster DAB? Simply in the server. I added a server here, and let me show you the server. I have added 2 servers here. After successfully added a server, I have created a cluster. So basically, if I added a server and I have a server 1 and server 2, so where those servers are running? Those servers are running in customer on premises. Okay, so what is the difference between control plane and runtime plane? As you can see that I am creating a cluster here. I am creating a server here. I am basically a server running in customer on premises. I am connecting server to the runtime manager. So I'm controlling these things. I'm controlling this thing from runtime manager. So controlling means control plane. And whatever running on premises, that is a runtime plane. So as you can see that in that case, server 1 and server 2 running in on premises customer environment. So that is a runtime plane, means where your MuleSoft runtime is running. So it is running in on premises. So that is managed by the customer. That is a runtime. Let me explain you one more example. Suppose if I go to the application and my 2 applications deployed to Cloud Hub. So the MuleSoft responsible for managing those applications because it is deployed to the Cloud Hub. So my runtime plane is a Cloud Hub itself. So this is the difference. Means where application is running, that is a runtime plane. Where application is controlling, that is a control plane.
Yeah. So basically, all the metadata related stuff. Okay, it's not about the customer data. So
yes,
first we need to understand one point here. What is the need of having a scenario where customer want to host the Mule runtime in their environment? First thing is the data security part, and second is the how they wants to run the MuleSoft infrastructure. So that's why they want to control the runtime environment. So that's why runtime plane is in the customer hosted environment. When I talk about the control plane, right? So control plane is related to the metadata related information, your API information, your API manager information. All this will be part of your control plane. Hopefully that answers the question, Vignesh. We have another question from Vineet Sheikh. He's asking, can control plane reside in customer cloud like Azure?
Actually, MuleSoft provide a software for control plane and runtime plane. So in the Azure, you can install those software and you can open the same infrastructure we have opened here. So those software, it is a private cloud edition, we can say that.
Yeah, PC, yes. So Vineet, hopefully that answers your question as well. If I think we don't have any question, so we can go ahead, Sheikh.
Yes. Okay. So then. Okay. So and this is the RTF runtime fabric. As I explained earlier, that the customer having their own cloud infrastructure, customer already in the cloud. So when they use a MuleSoft, then when they buy the license for MuleSoft, and for their integration problem, for their integrations, business rules, business flows. So they says that I have already private cloud, or we can say my cloud infrastructure, so I can manage all runtimes from my side. So is there any solution you have or not? So the MuleSoft says that yeah, we have a solution. So you can manage all Mule runtimes, or you can running all Mule runtimes in your private cloud, and we are controlling from here. So that's why the runtime fabric come into the picture. As you can see that the whatever functionality we have in Cloud Hub, like zero downtime, scalability, we achieve scalability, auto scaling, those features customer most like it, because those features are play a very crucial role for application. For example, we are deploying our application, we are redeploying our application, and that time someone can hit the application and someone should get response. There is a zero downtime, and we have a 99.9% zero downtime. Fabric, if customer wants same kind of functionalities, so they can go with the runtime fabric if they have their own Cloud Hub infrastructure. Okay, so let me go to the next slide. So here it is slides say that I'm going to deploy application. So what kind of information I'm going to give me here? I'm going to provide a name here. So this step showing that how exactly we are deploying our application. So, and this is also showing that we have a workers and we have a worker size and workers, what role they play and what role the runtime play that. So I'm also comparing the same thing with the on-premises in every slide. So you will get idea that what is the difference between on-premises and the Cloud Hub architecture. So we given a name of application and we given a runtime version, which runtime we want to deploy. But in case of on-premises, we have a specific runtime. We can only deploy that application onto that runtime. Okay, so here we have an option to choose which runtime we can also deploy. We can deploy to 4.3 or 4.2 or 4.2, the minor version also we can also deploy it, which is showing a reason, which reason you want to deploy your application. In most cases, what happened, suppose in our application, we are connecting a customer data center, and the customer data center in California. So if our application connecting a customer data center and that customer data center location is California, so why we can deploy to other region? We can deploy to California also, because we can reduce the network, right? Because if center having the same reason, so it reduces the network latency. Okay, so that's why the reason is coming to the play the major part. And worker size and workers that play the scaling part. We can say horizontal scaling and vertical scaling. Let me explain you what is a horizontal scaling and a vertical scaling. Horizontal scaling means we deploy our application to the multiple instances. Mean the same application will be deployed to the multiple instances. That is called workers. We can deploy our application to one worker. It means it deployed to the one server. We deploy our application to two worker. It means that we deploy our application to the two instances. What is a worker size? Worker size play the thread and memory part together. So when we say the 0.1 vCores, it means that 500 heap size is allocated to my worker. If I choose two worker with 0.1 means 500 memory allocated to each worker. So let me, there is any question?
Nothing, no questions till now, Sheikh. We can go ahead.
Yeah. So in this slide, we are comparing on-premises infrastructure and Cloud Hub worker. What is the difference here? What kind of architecture is created and where our application is running? So first, consider the on-premises. As you can see that we have a virtual machine here. In top of virtual machine, we have an operating system here. In top of operating system, we install a Java. On the Java, our Mule runtime is running, and Mule runtime having the application, number of application can be running, and whatever logic we can apply, so we can do that. And the IT agent, which is responsible for making a connection to the control plane, if the control plane managed by the MuleSoft. Okay, so as you can see that one virtual machine, one operating system having Mule runtime, it can deploy multiple applications. In one Mule runtime, we can have one application and we can also have multiple applications. So this is how the on-premises runtime is running. But in case of Cloud Hub, I can say that to the workers and one worker having 1 mule runtime, having one application. This is a restriction. One workers, or we can say 1 mule runtime, which is created in AWS EC2 instance, and it can only run one application. So it means that one application having one server, or we can say one virtual server, and different application having a different server. So it is isolated. We can say isolated. One application. There is no relationship between one application to another application. If one application running in heavy load, so it is not affecting other server. But in case of on-premises, suppose one application running in very heavy load, so it might impact other application because those applications share a JVM, common JVM. But in case of cloud, we have our own JVM application having their own JVM. So one application performance not affect another application performance. This is the advantage, you can see that. Okay, so here I'm going to ask questions. Yeah, I'm going to explain that why migration is required, but anyone can explain that why migration is required. Do you agree or satisfy with your own on-premises, or do you need to migrate from on-premises to cloud hub? Anyone volunteer, can you explain? Come on, it should be it should be means you and me, a very friendly meetup. Okay, zero runtime. Good, Aditya. Okay, I like it, this answer. Auto scaling, wow, nice. Yeah, auto scaling. Okay, so my friend Atul and Aditya says that he zero downtime and scaling. Yes, we have a scaling feature. Maintenance, yes, less maintenance. We don't need a network team. We don't need an operational team to maintain our infrastructures. On-premises use Dockers for deployment. Then we can isolate apps. Yes, we can isolate app, but normally what in a traditional on-premises cluster environment, what is happening? It has happened that in a one cluster, there are 4 nodes running, and we deploy application to the cluster. So our application deployed to 4 node, and this is not only one application deployed to node. There's a multiple application deployed to the cluster. Okay, with the help of Docker, we can isolate that. You're correct, Vigneshwar. That's why the RTF coming into the picture. The customer want the same infrastructure that as cloud having. Okay, so migration. So why migration is required? Upgrade runtime, zero runtime. For example, if there is a batch or there's an upgrade runtime, for example, customer want to upgrade from 4.2 to 4.3. So one click, 2 or 3 click, we can update our runtime. Zero downtime means while we redeploying our application, the existing request which is continuously coming, not affecting, it still give the response of older application. When new application is deployed and switching is done, then the customer having then we can see the traffic will move to the new deployment. Automatic restart, alert, isolated multiple app. Automatic restart means, for example, if some worker is not responding, for example, we deploy our application to the 2 workers, one worker is not responding, then it automatically restart. And sometimes the CPU utilization is high or garbage collection or some problem with our workers, then it can auto restart also. We have an alert. There are a number of alerts we can apply that. From business error means, for example, alert can be generated from custom alert, and there are predefined alert also available in the Cloud Hub. So as you can see that the number of advantage we have in Cloud Hub, that's why the customer can move from Cloud Hub to migrate from on-premises to the Cloud Hub. So let me go to the second page. This I can say the screen or PPT showing me that if we are going to the Cloud Hub, so what kind of license available, what we can purchase is that. So there are different types of license available: Gold, Platinum, and Titanium. Customer can go with either of them with their requirement. There are some certain difference. Then, for example, in Titanium, there is a monitoring logging feature come into the picture, and in a Platinum, Gold. So, for example, in Titanium, the auto scaling feature come, but in Gold and Platinum, the auto scaling feature is not come. So, based on the customer requirement, they can go with the three of them, means one of three: gold, platinum, and titanium. Okay. Yes. So before means normally what happened when any customer want to move from on premises to the cloud hub, there's a plan. Actually, there's a plan is given by MuleSoft, and it can be that plan can be 4 week, or that plan can be 12 week also, based on the customer infrastructure, means how many applications they have, how big their infrastructure is maintained. So based on the customer infrastructure, the MuleSoft is going to give a plan. I haven't included those in this slide, but I am giving a brief that key. This is the plan. One in first week we are doing analysis, and the second week we are doing architecture. Means, for example, if customer having this is infrastructure, so what is the step? So those steps are provided by MuleSoft. Once customer goes, MuleSoft will provide it.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Sek. There's a question from Vinita. He is asking, does auto scaling means we can increase codes if required based on uses?
Yes. Horizontal and vertical scaling is coming to the picture for auto scaling. We can increase the memory, that is V code, and we can also increase the workers and decrease the workers. That is a horizontal scaling and auto scaling feature. Yeah. So I was saying that there's a steps, there is a plan provided from MuleSoft when customer want to go to the on-premises to cloud hub. But in order to set up the infrastructure in the cloud hub, there's a BPC come to the picture. And let me show you my screen. So let me share. So here, as I mentioned that my app1 and object store deploy to the cloud hub. Okay. And if I go to the one particular application, as you can see that I have got .cloudhub.io as a, you can say the name. It means that my application sharing a BPC, or we can say shared BPC, my application deployed to the shared BPC, and I have got the URL from using this URL, I can access my application. I can run my HTTP listener. So that is a URL is nothing but the shared load balancer URL. It means that in a cloud infrastructure, there's a virtual private network, or VPC, virtual private cloud, come into the picture. And what is a virtual? That it is a private isolated network created in the AWS, because Cloud Hub using AWS infrastructure. So the private isolated network created. Some of the application is sharing. So those application using with the shared load balancer, those application by default deploy to the shared VPC. Okay, and as you can see that the main thing is that we have a URL, we have a domain name of what is that? What is the region? This is the region. This is my application name, and cloudhub.io. This is the URL of my application for shared load balancer. So this is this URL might be sharing with some other application, not the same URL, but the request is coming through the shared load balancer for other application, for my application also. Means our shared load balancer is responsible for, or Cloud Hub load balancer is responsible for sending a request. And based on the application name and the region application deployed, it goes to that application and response coming back. But some customer says that I am not agree with that. I need my own domain name. I need my own name as a company name. For example, I'm working with one client, and client says that I need my own domain name here. I can go with certificate authority and I can take a certificate, and this is my certificate common name, and please provide me a URL or the domain name which I can access my application. So in that case, for that requirement, we have a VPC. So while purchasing a license, so they given a VPC. So let me explain the first, what is a virtual private cloud. So it is an isolated network. Multiple application was running in that VPC, and if it is shared VPC, it means that my application and someone also application is deployed. For example, as I deploy 2 applications, and I'm using a shared VPC. So if Anurag log in from their credential and Anurag deploys some of the application, so based on the reason, it is also using a same VPC. Because there's a multiple VPC created which is shared, so it might be that key Anurag and my application deployed to the same VPC, and those can be accessible from shared load balancer. So as you can see that multiple application deployed, and this is the isolated network, and we can create our own isolated network, and so that we created our own VPC, and whatever application we deployed, those applications can be accessed through shared load balancer also and dedicated load balancer also. So if you think that why application can be accessed from shared load balancer, so let me explain you. So if you understand correctly, what is a virtual private cloud? Virtual private cloud is nothing but the